So a Chapter 7 bankruptcy can wipe out your debt in a few months, but here's the deal. You got to be careful. You got to avoid some mistakes. So what Chapter 7 is a liquidation. So all your non-exempt assets are going to be given over to the bankruptcy trustee, and he's going to sell them to pay your unsecured creditors. In a nutshell, how it works. When you file a Chapter 7, you automatically get the benefit of the automatic stay, which means all collection efforts have to stop. Lawsuits, garnishments, etc., grind to a halt, and we work toward getting a discharge in 4 to 5 months after we start the process. But in a Chapter 7, there's some mistakes you can make. Number one, transferring assets to other people before you file. There's a thing called the Avoidable Transactions Act. It used to be called the Fraudulent Transactions Act. It basically prohibits, prior to a bankruptcy or some major credit event, transferring assets to other persons, especially insiders, close family and friends, in a way to try and avoid having to surrender that asset to a just creditor. So when you file a bankruptcy, we've talked a lot, I've done this, there's exempt and non-exempt assets. Exempt assets are the things you need to live on, right? Your household goods, a summary of it. Non-exempt assets are the toys, things that make life fun and easy. Boats, RVs, four-wheelers, that kind of fancy stuff are the non-exempt assets. You're going to lose those in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. You also have to qualify for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. You can't make too much money. There's a thing called the means test, which says based on household size in the state you live in is maximum income you can have and still be eligible for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Now, having said that, I have had a case in the last couple of years where my client was about $1,000 over. But there were some circumstances that I was able to explain to the bankruptcy trustee in a way that he understood, and so he consented that she could make a little bit more than the means test, but that cost my client more money and that kind of thing. Another problem to avoid in a bankruptcy is running up your credit. You think, hey, I'm going to file bankruptcy, and I got this $5,000 credit card limit on my whatever card, right? Let's go to Vegas. You go to Vegas, gamble it away, great hotel, big meals, all of that, file bankruptcy the next day. That will be seen as bankruptcy fraud, and you can have a major problem. Matter of fact, a lot of people say, oh, can I put it on my credit card to pay you for bankruptcy? The law prohibits me from doing that. I have to be paid either by a check, cash, or a debit card, or often family will help and pay my bankruptcy fees as the attorney. So Chapter 7, it's liquidated, it's quick, typically the most common that people file because it is less expensive and it takes less time and you get it done in short order. So Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a great option. If you've got questions, give us a call, Travis Christiansen at 𝘉𝙤𝙬𝙳@greaterZionLaw.com.